lead you out. Take another arms, it's the only sound. She's a time bomb. Proud to detonate. Alright, let's make sure we're on. Got to make sure we're on. Are we on now? Pretty sure we are. And we are. Let's do this shit. Alright, everybody, you know, sponsored by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. We've already cracked the $12,000 mark. Let's get towards $13,000. We got 28 days to go. New Happy Harley Days, Harley's Angels. You got to see this shit too. We just got this bad boy in from my colorist. Come on, show this off real quick, and then we'll get to the writing. We'll get to Mr. K's class. Check that shit out. That is put the lotion in the basket. That is my fantasy football week 1. Very special book. Bills versus Rams. Calling this piece, of course, Silence of the Rams. Go get it right now on the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. It will not be available on store. You can get it right here in the add-on section. And of course, Happy Harley Days 1. That's way too damn big. Happy Harley Days 1, of course. All of our great books here. Sponsored by the Pharaoh's Lounge Book Club. Happy Harley Days 2. Let's get to the action. Or you don't want to fucking sit around fucking around with that. You want to get to the action. As in Action Comics. I believe we are up to... No, here. What happened here? We're up to number 9. Yeah, the car. Alright, so before we get to the call, let's get a little update. Let's see where we are. As always, we get to get all the way back down and rehash every time. We are writing Metropolis. We are attempting maybe either a pilot, but now that I'm thinking, I mean, we don't know what this is going to be. We're going for a fucking movie. Metropolis. By Pharaoh Kane. The idea is, maybe it's a movie, maybe it's a fucking TV pilot. We don't know until it's done. We're trying to come up with a story using the source material straight from the beginning, Action Comics, putting ourselves into a bit of a challenge to kind of like, almost like domino out a story based on how we read the stories and the information and cool shit that we pull out of it based on my wacky imagination, my great team of fucking crazy artists, and of course my desire to try to write Superman. Because again, DC Comics seems to be in fucking disarray. Looks like they're firing everybody. They'd definitely be looking for some fucking new writing blood. So we started off, we're writing it in comic book format style, then eventually maybe I'll pay somebody on Fiverr to put it into a fucking screenwriting format, who the fuck knows. Point is, this is how we're doing it right now. So again, we had page 1, quick shot of Krypton getting blown up by the Brainiac skull ship, fucking Clark's thing gets away, we get to Clark and Lex Luthor at a train station, Lex is about to be bullied, Clark saves his ass, Lex Luthor buys him lunch. We started playing around with the dialogue. We're laying out the art pages first, and then we'll do the dialogue once the entire story's done, because we'll have to do little playbacks, They're taking the train into Metropolis. Lex Luthor, of course, is moving into his parents' estate in Lexington Park. Clark is moving into the San Monte lofts, or the San Monte apartments, in the shitty area, which, of course, will be the center of activity for our plot and our goings-on in this particular story. So now, of course, we're getting the actions going fast here. Lex tells Clark, if you want to be a writer and you're coming out here to Metropolis to do your thing, you got to go to the Daily Planet. That's where they hire all the writers. Literally, Clark walks in, straight into Perry White, straight into Lois, Frank Lombard, everybody, meets the whole fucking team within 10 minutes. He's got an assignment. He's going to be escorting Lois to the Roadhouse tonight, a club owned by reputed mobster Butch Matson. Something's going down there. Lois is going undercover. Or maybe Lois is just going to the party. She's got in there. Butch Matson, of course, is painting himself as a respected individual. Maybe it's a party for the governor. Whatever's going on here, this is what we got to figure out. Jimmy's going to go in there. He's going to go in there as a waiter. They're trying to figure out what kind of shady shit is going on at the Roadhouse. Maybe the Roadhouse is in Blakelytown. Again, Clark just has his duffel bag. Lois makes an allusion to, I bet you have a suit in that duffel bag. No, but I got a friend who owes me a favor. Boom, boom, boom. Gives him the details. We get over to page 7. We see Clark in his shitty slum. He's walking out to the alleyway. He sees a couple fighting. Husband looks like he's about to beat the shit out of his wife. The husband catches Clark's eye, mouths off, mind your business, cupcake. Don't be a fucking cowboy. We're going to curse in this movie. Clark's about to contemplate getting involved. We hear the loud beeping. This catches his attention. Remember, Clark is young, early 20s, college age, college graduate age. We're going to reveal in a flashback later on that Clark when Clark's parents passed, leaving him the farm, he kind of kept the farm as kind of like a fortress of solitude. And the idea is where he keeps all his little artifacts, keeps his life from the past. He's never really been off the farm too far. And the idea is when he goes off to college, I'm not really sure when to put the flashback scene in, but when he goes off to college, he'll show that, him kicking ass at football as his powers and fucking strength is developing. He sees the coach that he thought was like a mentor after his father, who basically is just gambling on him and fucking, exploiting him. Clark, of course, will tank the fucking game, fuck the coach, fuck everything, and he'll walk out of school soon after. Alright, so that's where we are, the shitty living conditions. So now we're here up to page 8. Our goal right now, I'm thinking, is either a 1-hour pilot or a 2-hour fucking movie. Something like Batman Begins for Superman, but it's important to be ambitious. Alright, so when we left off here, we've got them going to the club. Now we got to figure out what the hell's going on at the club. We've read a few issues of Action Comics magazine. Let's get back to our notes pages here. So we're going to start laying out page 8. I guess our new goal is 120 pages, which in essence is a 2-hour movie. How about this version? Do you prefer this or the other version? Oh. That's pretty fucking cool. God damn. I'm really going to have to think about that one. Go back to that one. Alright. Clark needs to cut loose. He'll be running alongside a train. We've got here, basically, we've discussed the flashback scene, which, when you're taking down notes that you want to use for something later on, you don't know where to stick it in, you just keep it in a nice little chunk in your notes page at the end of your writing file. So when you eventually want to get up to it and know where to stick it in, you know where to stick it in. Alright, dispute in the building. We've already talked about this. The wall smash. Gangster Butch Madsen, that's what we're up to. The whole Action Comics #1, Butch Madsen, the gangster, trying to rough up Lois. Where basically we need something to happen here at this Roadhouse party right now, where of course we will get the introduction to Superman. Maybe instead of going to the Roadhouse, they're going to the Baronta. Maybe they're going on a ship. But that was done in Man of Steel. Which again showed like what? It was Lex Luthor, I think, in Man of Steel, and John Byrne rewrote the Superman origin. I believe they went to a yacht party, so I don't want to do that again, because they did that. That's a ripoff. Alright, so let's get over to the Roadhouse, a club. Because again, I want to get to something's going down at the club. Secret fighting, something. So we need to get them, page 8, to the club, where we need to finally get Superman revealed. So what are we, about 7 pages in, 7, 8 pages in, we can get the reveal, or we don't need the reveal, we just get the story. So we're playing around here. Lexington Park Estate. Emil Norville. These are all the people that are going to be at this thing. So now we got to try and get into, we're going to get the love triangle. Lex, Clark, and Lois are going to meet at this party. Lola Cortez. We're throwing all these people at this party. But what goes on at this party? Elsa Maxwell, Thornton Blakely. We got all these fucking names. The rich who are used. We got the whole rich using the poor. We want to go even further. Maybe they're using the kids. Maybe they're making them fight, and they're betting on them hostile style. But let's keep going further. What is Clark and Lois going to uncover that's going to open up this whole fucking can of worms? We got the whole Cordell University, running to Lex at the party, time in the circus. We got Clark and Lois kind of having a little back and forth, charming each other. Kids ripping people off. Okay. We get into this club. Clark and Lois go to the party. Everything's going well. Everything's going good. And maybe there's a stick-up. Maybe there's a hold-up. Again, we're going back to the whole Man of Steel thing. Somebody could have orchestrated, but what if it wasn't orchestrated? What if there really is desperation at this party? Or you start to see, or is it kid gangs? Maybe Jimmy Olsen, in his going undercover there as a waiter, catches a bunch of the waiters about to hold the place up. They put out the lights. All right, the lights. All right, we're fucking around here. Okay, we're fucking around. Because remember, the last issue we read, Action Comics 8, was all about these kid gangs. All the waiters are kids. Maybe it's a fundraiser for a child charity, Boy Scouts, some shit like that. Either way, Jimmy Olsen is undercover as a waiter to try to uncover the secret behind the Roadhouse. Before they can uncover the secret, alright, here we go, we're on a roll here. The rest of the waiters and kids being honored, if we're going that route, sans Jimmy. Or maybe they think Jimmy is part of the crew. Remember, this is called Metropolis. Everybody's a character. Before they can uncover the secret, the rest of the waiters and kids being honored. They think Jimmy is part of the crew or a newbie. Either way, he is brought in to the scheme. The kids are going to rip off the party. First, by killing the lights. Surrounding the place with weapons and threatening to open fire. One kid, of course, jumps the gun when Butch or one of the guests gets pissed. Either way, with the lights out, Clark makes his move and saves the day. Something like that. Something simple, something fast, but again, we got to uncover what's going down at the Roadhouse. What's going down at the Roadhouse? Continue in Action Comics 9. Okay, so what we got here right now is now here on page 8. We get to do a little back and forth between Lois and Clark. Clark will get into a little history. Maybe even mentioning some time he did in the circus after leaving college or university. Clark is getting comfortable with Lois. Lois will reveal why they are suspicious of Butch Matson. And most importantly, the Roadhouse and what it's connected to. Underground fighting ring, slave labor, something. Underground fighting, trafficking, something. Illegal child or slave labor. Fucking, we could do fucking slumlords. I don't know if slumlords. What was it? Sweatshops. Sweatshops. Boom. Sweatshops. Something. You get like your Batman moment there. You know what I mean? That we are vengeance. You know, we are the night. Always a space after every little art thing. You got to plug your dialogue in. Lois has got to lay out for Clark what's going on here. We got to get a little exposition here. So page 8 will be dedicated to Lois and Clark. Lois and Clark scene with uncovering. And you could use it as they're driving through the streets of Metropolis. You can have your art panels are kind of like expositioning, like pictures of what Butchie's doing, gambling, drug racketeering. I like this. Kind of like sweatshops. He's involved in everything. Right now he's been squeaky clean. So right now Butch Matson is our fucking Al Capone. You know, you can start with Superman taking out some fucking gangsters until we get all the way to the top between this whole like Lex Luthor thing. Lois and Clark scene with uncovering. Literally, Lex Luthor could be a fucking disciple of Brainiac. We get really fucking sick with it, where we have Lex Luthor connected. You got Lex Luthor connected. Oh, wow. I'm kind of digging that fucking idea. Okay, our basic plot line can start with Superman beating up gangsters and wife beaters until we reach the top of the chain in the story, where we reveal Lex Luthor has been watching Clark the entire fucking time and is a disciple. Of course, I'm not going to be able to write that. Oh, fuck you. And there's a minion of Brainiac. Kryptonian. You are the future of human evolution, of our evolution, man's evolution. We can have a nice turn there. There's a good fucking turn there. You get your good heel turn. You set up fucking Lex and Clark to just fucking really be friends. Lex has his back. Clark's desperate for a fucking mentor, a big brother, something. And even fucking Lex will just turn on his ass at the end. I want that fucking RoboCop moment, that fucking Directive 4. One of the best fucking scenes one of the best fucking scenes ever. Is when basically fucking, oh god, when RoboCop's about to fucking arrest Dick Jones and Directive 4 hits, and Dick Jones is just the greatest fucking villain. Dick Jones scene, Directive 4. Lex Luthor designs Superman's suit. First suit. Lex will immediately know that Clark is Superman. Eventually turning on him at the climax of the story. It's like we know he's going to turn, but the real thing is to make it interesting, make the turn interesting. Oh, I like that. I like when we get inspired. Covering and side panels of all the dirty dealings of Butch Matson and all that he is connected to and with. Clark will even inquire, why don't we just take him down? Well, we just take him down. Because we have to know how many people he's connected to. Lois can make a reference to her father. My father fought in the war. My father died in battle, Clark. Something where her father served. My father served this kingdom, this city, something. I was born here. Something. She's very loyal to Metropolis. I made my fortune here. And I don't want my legacy or my life to be forever attached to seeing this city fall. Metropolis is not beyond saving. Something where we're just waiting for Superman. Of course, it can be subtle, but Lois has to be the one to call him Superman, even if it's a cute throwaway. Boom. And of course, just as they are about to get interesting or probe further into each other's backstories, each other's shit, the car pulls up to the roadhouse. Okay. Nice bright Smallville. Boom. Now, since we're on page 9, let's open up Action Comics number 9. Because I want to do some fucking comic book reading. And I want to figure out, I still haven't figured out what they're going to uncover at this club yet. Alright, so we have now laid out page 8. It's our Lois and Clark page. And again, you could choose to format your screenplays any one you want. This helps me to do it this way just because I'm used to writing comic books. Alright. On to page 9. Let's do some fucking reading. Alright. I've been in front of this computer way too long doing fantasy football lineups, so my eyes are blind. Boosh. Put on some classical music. Sit back and enjoy a nice, delightful yawn. Shit, I think someone's getting arrested outside. Whew. Lifting tremendous weights. Jumping stupendous heights and distances. Running faster than a bullet. Rending steel with his bare hands. These are the astonishing physical attributes which aid Superman, savior of the helpless and oppressed, in his never-ending, his never-ceasing war on injustices. Office of the Chief of Police. Alright, you know we're going with the corrupt cop story here. Second you see this. Gentlemen of the press, I have summoned you here to witness an announcement of unusual importance. Stow the bill up, Chief, and let's have the info. You're not addressing a ladies' luncheon, Chief. I'll come to the point at once. As you know, a man possessed of super strength named Superman has torn down our slum area, causing the modern apartments to replace crowded tenements. Last issue, Superman destroyed the slums. I kind of like that one, too. I had that one in there somewhere. Good for him. What the world needs is a couple more guys like him. Regardless of his motives and our personal approval of them, the fact remains that he wantonly destroyed public property, and he must pay the full penalty to the law just like any other transgressor. And you're gonna catch Superman? Ho ho, Chief! You're getting funnier every day. We made every effort to apprehend Superman and failed. So now, as a last resort, I've imported Detective Captain Riley. Ever hear of him, boys? Ever hear of him? I should say so. Why, he's Chicago's Dick Who-Wow. Oh, he's the Chicago Dick Who-Wow. This is an unusual announcement, Chicago Dick. Boys, here he is in person. Detective Captain Riley. The cop with the 100% record. The officer of the law who always gets his man. The fellow who's gonna play Superman behind bars. Yes, sir, boys, that's me. 100% Riley. Alright. Detective Riley, we know, of course, is gonna be corrupt. So we're not putting the flashback in here now, so we can start our notes page here. Captain Riley, corrupt. Cop. But again, we don't want to just go with the typical cliche, so let's play around. Alright. Is it true, Riley, that in all your years as a sleuth, you never failed to get your man? Gentlemen, in my entire career, I've been assigned to track down 800 men. And today, all 800 of those men are in prison. Incredible, isn't it? Boys, you can write this down. Superman is as good as in the clink. Right now. Clark Kent, a scribe for the Daily Star, whispers to another reporter. Of all the conceited windbags. Shh. I heard you. Conceited, am I? Why, you measly little insect. Oh, don't hit me. I was just joking. Lay off, Riley. You didn't mean nothing. So you think I'm a windbag, eh? Well, I'll show you. I'll have Superman captured within 2 days. What do you say to that? Gulp. Later, at the newspaper office, Clark almost got his story all right, but he almost got a poke in the jaw. In addition, you should have seen his face, Lois. It went white. I was afraid Clark would faint. The coward. Don't forget, Lois, you promised me I could take you to a movie tonight. Clark Kent, I despise you. Of course, we know we're not doing the awkward Clark Kent in our story. We like the confident Clark Kent. He loves being Clark Kent. What? But you've been so friendly lately. I was beginning to hope. I absolutely loathe you, you contemptible weakling. Don't you dare even try to talk to me anymore. You don't fool me. It's someone else. Tell me, Lois, who is this person you love? Tell me. Don't be silly. Don't lie. I've watched you tonight. You are alone. A tender, faraway look creeps into your eyes. You're thinking of him. Peeping and snooping, eh? I might have expected of you. Yes, there is someone. Who? He's grand. He's glorious. He's terrific. He's everything you're not. Brave, bold, handsome, superb. Who is he? Superman. Lowly, as those Clark's stun releases Lois. Superman? Yes. Now go away and don't bother me. Dazed, bewildered, crushed Kent walked slowly off. Maybe I was too harsh with him, but I can't help it. He sickens me. Lois, in love with Superman. But once the door is shut behind him, an amazing thing occurs. His woeful expression disappears. He clutches his sides and doubles, and then shrieks with laughter. Another moment I couldn't have suppressed it any longer. So we got Clark Kent's a wise ass. You've been sitting at my desk for the last 3 hours, smoking up my cigars. What are you going to do? Something about the capturing Superman. Patience, sir, I'm thinking. Thinking? Is that what you believe we had you transferred to this city for? I've been doing some thinking myself. I don't give out with some action right away. Action? That's it, action. Have I your permission to handle this case my own way, Chief? Certainly. But for heaven's sake, get started or... Hello, operator. I want action. Connect me with every editor of every newspaper in town. You got an idea. You bet. Just listen. Hello, editor of the Daily Star, police headquarters. Calling. Get this. A $5,000 reward will be awarded to the person causing the capture and arrest of Superman. What, are you crazy? Now take it easy, Chief. You said I could handle this case my own way, didn't you? Well, that's the way I always start off. I see a large reward is offered for a desperado's capture, then I collect it myself. Lois receives a shock when she sees the afternoon headlines. Oh, how awful. Mortimer Snoop, an amateur detective, also cites the headlines. 5 G's, a tidy sum. Oh, what I could do with 5 G's. At that instant, I don't want to live. I can only die. Doctor, what's wrong? It's Saunders, mental patient. He slugged me and called through the window. We gotta stop him before he fucking kills himself. Calling car 7, K7, proceed to City Hospital. Patient attempting suicide. Holy mackerel, did you hear that? Please, boss, can I cover it? Get to it, Kent. Get him! Kent! He's out of reach! Within an alley a short distance off, Clark Kent strips off to his outer garments and stands revealed in the Superman costume. Not a second to waste. Oh my goodness, as Superman leaps upward. Out of view, he does not realize that Mortimer Snoop has been an accidental witness to this transformation. He jumped out of sight. My lord! It must have been Superman, 5 G's. A telephone, I gotta get to a telephone. Hello? Hello, for God's sakes, I mean, this is Detective Captain Riley. About that 5 G's, do I get it if I tell you where you can capture Superman? You know where Superman is? Speak up, man. Where are you? Never mind the reward. We'll settle that later. I'll be right down. Why, Captain Riley, what's your hurry? Wouldn't you hurry too, babe, if you had a date with 5 G's? Later. You, the Mortimer Snoop, who phoned me quick? What do you know? I saw a man remove some clothes over there and jump off into the sky. I'm pretty sure it was Superman. Now about that reward, no identification marks on these garments. All I can do is wait and hope he returns for them. If he does, I'll nab him. You'll nab him? But I saw him first, sir. Are you trying to jip me out of that reward money? If this nut thinks he's going to get a cut out of my 5Gs, he's got another guest coming. Why don't you run along, bud? There's liable to be some shooting when Superman shows up. I'll remain if you don't mind. If he thinks he's going to bulk me out of my reward money, he's must fucking mistaken. And so, the vision of Superman and 5Gs almost in the grasp, the two begin an impatient wait. For minutes the lunatic has remained poised on the ledge, undecided as whether he should jump or not. It's so far to the street, it might hurt me, but then I'll be over in a minute. Initially he jumps. Yee! From atop another building, he's leapt. Can I make it? Superman launches himself out and downward in a frantic effort to save the demented man's life. Fingers almost touching. Pavement near! Got him! Next instant, Superman strikes the sidewalks. It explodes in a hail of stony fragments, but the maniac is saved. Woo! That was a matter of seconds. As attendants rush from the hospital, here, take him. But who? What? Before they can stammer questions, Superman strings away. Now to pick up my clothes and write the news article. What's keeping the guy, anyway? Maybe he won't show up. I wish Lug would scram. Quite possible. If only I could get rid of him, I'd have to reward all to myself. Oh, what's this? Looks like my big-mouth persecutor, Detective Captain Riley. I'll keep a sharp lookout. This may prove interesting. I'll pretend to leave. Maybe he'll do the same. I'll sneak back later and capture Superman myself. Well, I've given up on this false alarm chase. I'll advise you to do the same. Goodbye. He's going. Good. I'll pretend to do the same and sneak back later. I believe you're right. Goodbye, Detective Captain. Heh. He's leaving. All right. Soon the coast will be clear. Boy, have I got brains. No sign of Riley. Now to sneak back. 1 minute later, the two meet again, face to face on the same spot. You? I dropped something when I left. Thought I'd stroll back and look for it. You're lying, you sniveling little pipsqueak. You wanted the cop to reward dough for yourself. Don't get violent. Look. What? The clothes. They're gone. He returned and got them while we're gone. You scheming rat. It's entirely your fault. You were partially to blame yourself. Above him. I'm afraid the detective captain is burning up. Eluding the pursuit of Riley, Snoop darts to an alleyway and triumphantly removes a slip of paper from his jacket. Little does Riley suspect, but I extracted this from a pocket of the suit before it disappeared. A memorandum. Must remember to attend the Duncan reception tonight. So Superman will be at this party, eh? Well, I shall. Aye. $5,000. You're practically in my bank book right now. That evening, Snoop presents himself at the Duncan home, but receives an unexpected rebuff. But I tell you, it's important I enter. Sorry, sir, no one can enter without an invitation. I can't muff this opportunity. I gotta do something. Wait, I got it. Hello, Daily Star. May I speak to the society editor? Lois, working overtime, answers the phone. She isn't in, but can I take a message? I want to get into the Duncan residence to make an important capture. I definitely know that Superman will be there. If you can get me into the party, I'll see that your paper gets the story first. My name? Mortimer Snoop. I must get to this party first and warn Superman. I believe I can meet you. Meet me in front of the Duncan residence. Here he is. She'll tell you to let me in. Good evening, Miss Lane. Shall I admit this person who persists he knows you? I don't know him, and I don't care to. That means exit. Now get going before I call the police. I've been double-crossed again. This bitch wants the reward money for herself. As a last resort, Snoop phones Riley. Riley, this is Snoop. Right. Listen, I practically got Superman in the palm of my hand. Hurry here at once. I canceled an important engagement for this. If it's a bump steer, I'll get us into the Duncan home and we got him. That moment at the party. Clark, it's you. Oh, I've never been more happy to see anyone in all my life. But this afternoon, Clark, someone has learned Superman is to be here tonight. You gotta help me warn him. But how will I recognize him? Besides, why should I help you after all you said today? Sorry, but I'm not to admit. You'll be really sorry if you don't try to stop us. Police headquarters. Phooey to you. There are fully 24 men in here. How the heck are we supposed to know which one's Superman? It's possible he may be again wearing ordinary clothes over his uniform. If such is the case, all we need to do is search everyone and we'll have a man. Too late. That horrid little man is here with the policeman. Why didn't you help me while we had the time? I hope they don't search everyone. I'm still wearing my uniform under these clothes. I'm Detective Captain Riley from headquarters. All the men line up against the wall to be searched. This one time, Superman won't get away from me. From us, you mean? Well, well. So it's 100% Riley, still on the trail of the big bad villain. Do you have any chance he'll suspect me of being Superman? Who knows? Maybe you are. Get back in line. I ain't taking any chances. Keep your eyes open, fella, and you'll see Detective Captain Riley make the greatest arrest of his brilliant career. His search begins. Careful, Captain. I'm ticklish. Shot your trap. Oh, Riley. Well, what do you want? About the reward. I'll get it, won't I? Clark holds his breath. Soon will be his turn to be searched, and then discovery of his true identity is inevitable. Of all the nerve, I capture Superman and you want the reward. Well, at least I get a small portion of the 5Gs, don't I? Beat it, you insect. You bother me. Get this straight. That reward goes to me alone. Every penny of it. You're next, Palsy. If I only had the opportunity to do something without giving away my secret. But now the truth will be out. In a matter of moments. Double-cross me, Willie. I'll show him. And if I don't get the reward money, nobody will. See? Infuriated at Riley's attitude, Snoop reaches for the light switch. The lights! Turn them on! Whoever did this will get a poking. Standing in the center of the room, the object of the Detective Captain's search. Looking for me, Riley? Superman! Simultaneously, Riley and Snoop leap for their prey. Got you at last. He's mine! Both crash against Superman at the same instant. Skulls meet super tough skin, stunning them into unconsciousness. You're mistaken, boys. I've got you. Seizing his discarded garment, Superman strings through a nearby window. Lois rushes to look after him. He was colossal, but I didn't even have an opportunity to speak to him. Shucks. Next morning headlines. 99% Riley leaves town in a hurry. Attempt to capture Superman. A failure. The further adventures of Superman are to be found only in Action Comics. Don't miss an issue. That was kind of a fucking stupid issue because the whole fucking thing was about Riley and fucking Mortimer Snoop. I think Superman was in it for 10 seconds. However, what's really fun is that, and creepy, was that we talked about the whole lights out thing, and that's what happened in this issue, so we ended up getting something out of it. We need something to happen at this party when the lights... Take this off when we read. Are cut out at the party. Clark will have to go into action fast. Not only is he ducking bullets, gangsters are also jumping out at him, and he bashes the shit out of them in the dark. The lights come back on. See, how is Clark revealed? Is Clark? I don't know if Clark's revealed at this thing. Now, maybe it's a movie premiere. You know, the Roadhouse. Give it a different name. He doesn't have to premiere this fucking fast. We're only 8 pages in. So again, we like the idea of the party. Something's got to be uncovered at this party. Again, he doesn't have to be revealed yet. We don't need that part of the story so early. It's not yet. If it's not, we're not feeling it. You don't force it or shoehorn it into the story. The lights come back on. Clark either pretends to be one of the victims, or in the confusion, Lois slips away, and Clark has to go after her. Okay. Again, we're playing with afterwards, but we're still over here at what happens at the party. They get to the party. Okay. Lois and Clark arrive. Lois runs down the guest list. So again, your panels basically start to show off the inner circle of Metropolis most evil types. Each character will have their profile shot along with their quick bio and list of possible transgressions. Lois can even throw one in for a personal dig, which of course helps show off her personality. As Lois continues to roll call for Clark and make a comment about not clinging onto her, so she will have to babysit him. That is where they will run into Lex Luthor. Where Lex will meet Lois for the first time, kiss her hand, all that jazz, and make a slight at Clark for having to give him or buy him a suit. Or you could just be cool and say, you know, you dress up nice, Kent. Glad I could help. You know, think Billy fucking Zane in Titanic right now for fucking Lex Luthor. Here we go. Billy Zane in Titanic. Bald, of course. Alright, I like that. Page 9. So now we're at the party. Party unfolds. Let's get to page 10 here. Don't throw stones you don't own. It's not what you say, what we can do. Alright, people, we're entering page 10. 10 minutes of fucking pages. Again, it might stretch out a little more. Alright, page 10. We can cut here to Jimmy Olsen inside the kitchen, disguised as a waiter. This is where he will run into some other kids who are sneaking in, a small army that plan to rip the place off. Jimmy, of course, will be recruited and play along in order to get the shots. I definitely want to get away from the don't go, Jimmy, it's too dangerous. I cannot fucking stand that trope because he's going to go anyway and get in trouble. So in this, everybody's given the balls to fucking be a man. Alright, cut back. Oh. Cunt. Ugh, fuck your mother's asshole. Alright. Cut back to Lois and Clark dancing, schmoozing, and Lex doing the same. Perhaps Lex starting to make a move on Lois when interruptions. The lights go out, and pretty soon they are surrounded by masked gunmen sound way too young. All right, let's get to page 11. Now again, right now, remember, we're writing out the art script. Doing the art script first. We're laying out the art so the story's laid out. Makes it a lot easier for us to write the dialogue later on. Because we kind of like get a feeling in our head for what's going on in the scene. It's playing in our head like a movie. We're trying to write that ultimate fucking movie. Or TV pilot. I'm thinking movie because I'm thinking that's what they're looking for. Looking for a fucking Superman movie. So we got to write a Superman movie. Page 11. Okay. One of Butch's henchmen will get trigger happy and cause a massive chaos. As chaos unfolds in the darkness, Clark swoops into action, taking kids out and beating up the gangsters who are firing blindly into the crowd and ceilings and walls, sending bullets and glass and other fringe elements flying. Great action scene. Here with Superman going full WWE style, just cracking skulls, smashing gangsters into walls and tables. Bullets bounce off his chest and shred his suit, which Lex or Lois or both will pick up on later. As Superman, as Clark, we'll call him, it's not Superman yet, as Clark is dispatching the gangsters, the kids slip away. Until someone gets the lights on. Alright, so we got another page laid out, so we're laying out some action. So that's going to be fighting scenes mostly. Superman bashing at some fucking skulls. Oh god, am I still streaming? Oh yeah, I'm still streaming. I'm supposed to be streaming. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I thought it said you're streaming. I'm still streaming, right? Good. Thought I wasn't streaming for a minute there. Let's just make sure. Still live, still live. Alright, good. Sorry. It's alright, it's alright. Where were we? Let's do a little splash. Yeah, alright, 12-4. Come on, baby, let's get to 13. And we're still here. Oh, okay. Someone gets the lights on. So we need another page to come up here. That's what we needed. Sorry, I got a little confused there for a minute. It's not what you say, what you can do. Alright, page 12. Let's continue up this way. Dick Jones. Beating up gangsters, wife beaters. I like the minion of Brainiac. Makes his move, saves the day. Good gets pissed, killing the lights. Good, good, good. Alright. So we got some notes that we put into the story already. Charity boys, Boy Scouts. I like the idea of the suit. Make his suit like RoboCop. Taking out a building, taking out slums. Peter Randall. These are all names that could be popping up in that story. Rich Elite. Peter Randall, Gimpy, Box Ears. All those kids' names will be popping up in that fucking in that scene. Let's move that scene to the waiters. Tears down the slums. Frankie Morello, Gimpy, Box Ears, Harold. Okay, Frankie. Okay, Frankie's a kid. Clark, of course, knows that kid because he's a neighbor. All right. Clark will have one kid pinned down. Or maybe later he catches Frankie Morello. Also his fellow thugs, Gimpy and Box Ears. You can spot him now. He shouldn't catch him now. Frankie's a neighbor. Gangsters, lights are cut out, go into action fast. Not only is she ducking bullets, gangsters are jumping at him, bashes him, beats the shit out of him. Captain Riley, no, yeah, we'll think about Captain Riley. He pretends to be one of the victims. Okay. As the lights come back on, Clark pretends to be one of the victims. One of the hurt victims. As everyone is still scrambling, Clark looks around for Lois. His X-ray vision can come into effect as he spots her heading towards a secret tunnel beyond the kitchen or basement, boiler room, something like that. Clark goes after Lois, perhaps bumping into Lex along the way. Or we don't show Lex and leave his exit ambiguous. When pursuing Lois, Clark can either run into Jimmy or run into Lois and Jimmy. Here is where Jimmy will let Clark and Lois know that it was kids, which will eventually connect us to Frankie Morello, neighbor of Clark in the slums. Clark will go after the kid, which will lead him to our further conspiracy. Boom! Another page in the books. Now again, you say to yourself, how do you mean you're laying out pages just by like 6 panels a page? Because it's how you kind of like, you're telling a story in beats, and you're able to jump beats. It helps you lay a story out. Like you're saying, you're jumping beat to beat, and then you basically start putting in dialogue. Maybe 2 or 3 lines per beat, maybe 10 lines in one panel. The point is, it allows you to kind of jump from beat to beat. So you start saying to yourself, is this story long enough? But if you feel like you're going from 6 panels and 60 pages, 10 pages, 100 pages, you feel like you're telling this long, beautiful symphony of a song in like beats. So that's kind of why I still love to write in comic book format, even if you're just going to transfer it to a screenwriting format, which I don't really know how to fucking do yet. I haven't taken that course. But I can always skill share that shit. So until then, we're on page 13. For the conspiracy. Or Blakely Town. Or we can cut it there and say, okay, Clark and Lois meet up. We got our club action. Superman beat the shit out of some fucking Clark beat the shit out of some people. We got our conspiracy being uncovered. Okay, so let's see what notes we can erase here. Pretend it's one of the convictions. Captain Riley we'll keep in there. Maybe now, maybe later. The farm, old pictures of the family, sports star. We got that already. Not using that yet. Tommy Burke. Coach Perry White. Most important part of the rebuild. Yeah, let's get rid of that right there. Lois, long story, Governor of Metropolis. I gotta get that line in there somewhere. You needn't be afraid of me. I won't harm you. Okay, set up as residence. Senator Barrows, Alex Greer, all these fucking people are the ones in the club scene. Clark and Lois. We put the love triangle notes in there already. All these are right here. Copy paste that. We're putting this into the party scene. Okie dokie. The resurrection begins in San Monte. Lola Cortez. So all this shit's right here. King is, are they gonna get in on all this right now? Blakely Town Tunnel. Sweatshop, sweat mine. Something's going down this Blakely coal mine tunnel. They got kids working down there. Sweatshop, slave layer, all kinds of shit. They're getting money for their brand. And these rich people see themselves as crusaders. You know, because remember, we're telling almost like a Depression-era story. So you can start with something as fucking cool as sweatshops. And it just becomes like a bigger conspiracy. So we'll keep that there for now. Secret underground tunnel. Is Blakely Town revealed yet? Alright, let's get all this in the thing. This will go into the party scene. Okay. Right here. Boom. Alright, so we got those notes right there. Plug those notes in. And we're inviting you to play along. Okay, so Clark going after him. Clark has now met up with Jimmy, or Clark runs into Jimmy. They have to both go after Lois. Maybe Lois goes a little further down. Perhaps Lois goes to the Blakely tent, goes into the mine. We get Lois right there in the fucking tunnel right away. We can just keep moving across, moving along the story. See, I'm stuck at a pin here. So let's see. Sometimes when we get stuck, we got the college flashback. Superman tearing down the slums. Lex Luthor revealing that he's been after Superman for a while, that he's a disciple of Brainiac, the man who destroyed his planet. So, okay. Let's get into action. Let's get into the next issue of Action Comics. See if we can figure out where to go from the Blakely Town mine. And we'll do one more issue. We'll do 3 altogether. First, I gotta get some water. And then, I'm gonna take a break. Yeah. Agua fria. All right. Let's do this shit. 12.5. Come on, baby. 12.5. There we go. 12.482. There we go. Rock and fucking roll. Here we go. See, we're at page 12 now. So again, if we're writing a 120-page script, which again, we're going to try and write a movie now, just go fucking extreme with it. And we're 10% of the way there. Remember, just the layout. That's the first thing. It's like Castlevania, the first 100%. Leaping over skyscrapers, running faster than an express train, springing great heights and distances, lifting and smashing tremendous weights, possessing an impenetrable skin. These are the amazing physical attributes which Superman, savior of the helpless and oppressed, avails himself of as he battles the forces of evil and injustice. The reason I like to read everything out loud is because you get idea for dialogue, vocabulary. You don't want just always run the right generic shit. I hit you, you hit me. I lick you, you lick me. Editor of the Daily Star? Send a reporter to 18 Hogan Street and he'll receive a story that'll make the headlines. Probably just a crank, but look into it, Kent. Most likely. There'll be no such address. Somebody called the Daily Star. They said it was me. Step in quickly. I have a story to tell you that the world must know. A story of terror, cruelty, and shocking brutality. But first, I must have your word that you will not reveal my identity. You have my pledge as a reporter. I remove my shirt. What do you see? Welts, good Lord, where'd you get them? Under the whiplash of the Coreytown chain gang. But this is only one of the horrors. We prisoners suffer. Starvation, the sweatbox, living like cattle. I couldn't stand them any longer. I escaped. Do you know what? Do you know me now? I am the widely sought fugitive Walter Crane. I want to tell your readers all about the rotten conditions at Coreytown chain gang so that public opinion will force a reform. Will you help me? Gladly. Now let me have the details. Shocking cruelties inflicted upon Coreytown prisoners. Alright, so Walter Crane, we like where this is going, because again, we're getting into a sweatshop possible story, a sweatshop angle. You got this Coreytown guy. Maybe they uncover a fucking prison. Captain Riley, corrupt cop. Chain gang prison. Story inspires us to sweatshops. Slave labor. The rich are exploiting the poor. We've gotten to this a billion times, and sometimes it's important to rewrite stuff, write it over and over again. This way you can just keep remembering it, keep fucking forcing it into the story, so you just remember where you want to go. But we want something unique. A network for underground fighting, or selling off the labor, or perhaps go even crazier and it's a cult, or just a sweatshop. But what are they making? Why under the club? What are they mining something? Gotta be something there. Diamond mines, something. Could be something connected to Clark. It could be kryptonite. That could be fucking cool. I mean, it could be a brand new element. Kryptonite, a piece of kryptonite, or fragments of kryptonite, fragments of different colored kryptonite. We can go there with the kryptonite. There could be gangsters under there. Somebody guarding it. Possible kryptonite mine with multicolored kryptonite. Which, of course, affects Superman differently. And perhaps can give other people powers. Possible kryptonite mine. But again, we can come back to that. Let's get back to this story here. See what we uncover. Walter Crane, Coreytown. Again, we like neighborhood names as we can start building, world building our little society here. Coreytown. Fugitive. Walter Crane. Again, we may use it, we may not use it. The lazy dog claims he's too sick to work. Sick, eh? I'll show him how we treat loafers around here. Take him to the post. No, not the post. Ow, scum. I'll flay the skin off your back. In a murderous frenzy of sadistic hate, Superintendent Wyman strikes again. 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 Howl, blast you. Howl, louder. The governor is outside the gate. They're letting him in. So his nibs is pussyfooting around again, eh? Take this no-good loafer and keep him hidden when the governor is here. Well, 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 if it ain't Governor Bixby. Glad you dropped in. Always glad to see my good friend the governor. I'm afraid you won't particularly enjoy this visit time, Wyman. Look at this. A newspaper series decrying conditions here. It's a dirty, blasted fucking lie. If I believed for 1 second that this was true, by heavens, there's no better way to satisfy than you have you speak directly to the men themselves. Have them tell you what they think of the treatment. You may be strict, Superintendent, but I can't believe you'd be guilty of downright cruelty. Stop work, men. The governor here wants to know if any of you been mistreated. Now don't be afraid to talk. If anyone has a beef to make, why, speak up. I'm going to speak up. Shut up, you fool. If you dare open your mouth, Wyman will kill you. Not quickly, but through a slow, lingering torture. The men stand silent, while guards grip their rifles in readiness, should any man dare to talk. You see, Governor, they've nothing to say. They're contented. Now do you believe me? Most assuredly. You must stop these slanderous series. The prisoner you whipped, sir, he's died of his injuries. Who cares? That story in the newspaper. There's only one man who could have supplied the details. Walter Crane. You're right. Pack my things. I'm taking a little trip north. 2 days later, the editor's office at the Daily Star. This story you've been running about me is libelous. I demand a retraction and apology. Sorry, recorded our information from an authoritative source. If you want to sue, go right ahead. It will make good story for our paper. I want to talk to his wise guy, Clark Kent, who writes these lies. That can be rearranged. Clint, would you please step into my office? Clark meets Superintendent Wyman, who claims to be a much maligned man. It appears he resents your article pertaining to his chain gang. Superintendent Wyman. That's right, you lying skunk. Lying? That's not true. You didn't make up those stories. Get out of your own head. Where did you get them? I got a right to know. Well, you see, I got them. Well, dash it, I can't tell you. It happens to be a reporter's code never to reveal his source of information if pledged not to do so. Well, I happen to know who the stoolie is. Walter Crane. Answer me. It's him, isn't it? Mr. Kent, I don't like to be crude, but do you happen to realize that our harboring a fugitive criminal makes you an accessory to the fact? Do you realize that you don't reveal Crane's hiding place, you'll be equally guilty and face a jail sentence? Keeping to his adopted attitude of cowardliness, Kent frantically bursts out, He's staying at 18 Hogan Street. Don't prosecute me. I'll tell you everything you want to know. That's more like it. Kent! If you give me a straight tip, I'll drop all charges against you. But by Jupiter, if this is a bum steer, I assure you I'm not lying. Wyman! Yeah, me. I thought you'd escape, eh? Thought you'd smear me all over the papers. You scum! When I get you back to Koreatown... No, not the chain gang! Don't like the idea of going back, eh? Well, don't worry. I'll lose no time in making you feel right at home. In a little sweatbox that's been waiting for you. You? This is your fault. I trusted you. I'm sorry. You're sorry. What about me? Doomed to a living death because you were shut your trap. Later, when Clark re-enters the Daily Star offices, everyone turns their back on him. The rat, betraying a helpless man's confidence. I wouldn't even dirty my hands by socking him. If he isn't fired, I'll quit. Lois, at least you'll understand, won't you? That superintendent, he was so brutal, I was afraid. How dare you even speak to me after what you've done, you loathsome wretch? Get away from me. Kent, you're back. I ought to... Wait, Chief, let me explain. What can you possibly say that can justify your betrayal of Crane's trust and your integrity as a reporter? Can't you see? I hated to do it. I didn't want to betray him, but I was forced to. Forced to save your own miserable hide of all the low. You still don't understand. I did it to steal Wyman's doom. Doom? To seal Wyman's doom. He'll go back to Koreatown now, convinced more than ever that he can get away with any form of brutality. He'll go even further depths of cruelty. That's exactly what I'm afraid he'll do, and all because of you. Chief, you know it's impossible to convict a wily rat like Superintendent Wyman unless you have evidence to galore. While I propose to go into Koreatown, get actual photographs of his cruelties, sworn testimony from abused prisoners, and destroy his reign of terror for once and all. Clark, you're about as sincere. If you're sincere about this, I am. Please believe me, I'm doing this the hard way, risking everyone's scorn, but only because I want to make Wyman so overconfident he'll hasten his own finish. All right, I like this story. Maybe I'm going soft, but I believe you. Grab a camera, hurry down to Koreatown, and get that story. Gee, thanks, boss. Later, within the privacy of his apartment, Clark Kent dons his Superman regalia. Superman goes into action tonight, and an instant later is tearing along a country road at terrific speed towards Koreatown. Next morning, having purchased an old suit and even more antiquated flivver, Superman carries out the first step in his plan. Here comes Wyman now. Wham! The disguised Superman deliberately crashes his auto into the superintendent's new auto. You cockeyed dope! Why don't you watch where you... Hold on, it was your fault. My fault? You're lying. Arrest that man. I charge him with assault and battery as well as bad driving. Yes, Superintendent. Is this fucking cop riding by on a bicycle as a Pacific Blue? Let him fight his own battles. Later at the Koreatown courtroom, where justice is a mockery, Tom Daly, I sentence you to 6 months on the chain gang. Why only 6 months? Why, that'll be a snap, Judge, old boy. Jose Varese. Full of impudence and wisecracks, eh? I'll soon have them lashed out at you. Tis such talk. When the chain gang is reached, I have a special treat in store for you today. Only guards. Take them to the stocks. Shortly later. How do you like it? In a little while, your back and arms will ache unbearably. It can never be as unbearable as how to look at that ugly puss of yours. I can't understand it. You should have been writhing and pleading for mercy long ago. The man has the resistance of an ox. I hope you boys aren't tired of standing. It's mighty swell of you to let me sit down here nice and cozy while the others are working hard. Is it possible, Superintendent, that you've had a secret liking for me? Let him loose and put him to work. And when I say work, that's exactly what I mean. Superman is led to where the other prisoners labor like beasts, breaking stone. There. Now you're chained where you belong, with the rest of the riffraff. Take this sledge and have those rocks smashed in half an hour. Get me? Whistle while you work. 5 minutes later. Loafing, eh? Didn't I tell you to smash those goddamn rocks? They're smashed thoroughly, efficiently, and definitely. Strong guy, eh? It won't take long for us to break you of that. You see this pile? Well, it's twice as large. Get to work. Right-o. 5 minutes later. Pardon me, but have some more rocks, please. Holy blazes, you're finished. Say, if you keep going at this pace, we just won't have any rocks left to bust. Later. Supper. Are we supposed to actually eat this slop? We eat it or we starve. After the convicts retire for the evening, they're all asleep. Guard at the gate. Here goes. Superman's great muscles launch him noiselessly over the heads of the unsuspecting guards. Shortly later, he is streaking full towards Koreatown, and a few minutes later, he is speeding towards the chain gang in his costume with a package under his arm. Once again, within the chain gang off quarters, Superman photographs. These pictures of these stock can be accompanied by a caption referring back to Puritan atrocities. Just as Superman is snapping a sweatbox. Oh no, someone coming, probably a guard. It's an escaping prisoner, Kane. From concealment he observes. As the crane mounts the barbed wire fence, the guard sights him and fires. Get down from there! Struck, Crane hurtles to the bottom of the fence's other side. Next instant, however, he scrambles to his feet and dashes for the dubious safety of the swamp. It's Crane! Get the bloodhounds! He won't escape us a second time. Within the swamp, frightened by the hounds, bang as they draw nearer, Crane stumbles into a quagmire. Quicksand! Help! Superman has hastened after Crane. He now finds him in a terrible predicament. Help! Help me! Coming! Unheeding the danger, Superman plunges into the bog. Go back! You'll die too! Keep calm! So terrific is the quagmire's grip that Superman almost tears Crane apart in drawing him free. He's fainted. And now Superman begins his great battle. Forward he struggles as the quicksand seeks to draw him under. Forward, step by step. The quicksand clings tenaciously as though loath to lose its victims. But the Man of Steel succeeds in reaching solid soil. Bloodhounds! At the foremost beast leaps, Superman ducks and sails his head over and sinks into the doom. To its doom? Oh, that's fucked up. It sails over his head and sinks into its doom. Amidst frantic howls within the bog. You're a dick, Superman. Superman just let that fucking dog die. You cunt. Next moment, Superman springs out of the remaining dog's reach. Things have come to a head sooner than I expected. This is disturbing. Superman returns Crane to the Chain Gang camp. Will the superintendent be surprised to find his prey where he least suspects? Shortly later, from concealment, he photographs Wyman flogging the fugitive. I hate to stand idly by, but it's for the best. Throw him in a sweatbox. His torture has only begun. Mercy, give me food. Hungry Crane, starving. How'd you like to have some of this food? Most prisoners hate it, but you'd like some of it now, wouldn't you? Well, you can't. A hand descends on Wyman's neck with an iron-like grip. Helpless in Superman's clutch, Wyman's face is buried amidst the food on the plate. Let's see how you like this undigestible slop you feed your prisoners. Superman removes Crane from the sweatbox, substitutes the terrified superintendent in his place. I've got to leave now, but I'll be back. Maybe. The next instant, the Man of Steel is dashing off into the night, a fleeting shadow under the moon's hazy rays. Later at the governor's mansion, he's snoozing away for all he's worth. What? You'll find out. When the camp is reached, now all you gotta do is listen, savvy. Glip, glip. I'm gonna give you some of your own medicine, Wyman. I'm gonna plug the air holes, you'll suffocate and die, just like your own victims did. No, let me free. I swear I'll never torture the prisoners again. You've heard his confession, Governor. Now it's up to you. So long. But wait. I'm sorry, we all misunderstood you, Kent. Your photographs helped vastly to convict Wyman and clean up the conditions of the Chain Gang. Thanks, Chief. Superman, the strip sensation of 1939. In every issue of Action Comics. Tell your friends. Alright, so what we got out of this issue, of course, is we will come upon a kryptonite mine. Yeah. Check this shit out. This is our new Emerald City Comic-Con shot. Good shit. It's the good shit lollipop. We hit 12.5. We have 12.5. I'll do another issue. Oh, not yet. $18 short. Don't forget our sponsors. The American Safari. All sections and actions of our thing here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm on the wrong fucking page. Alright. Here we are. Kryptonite mine. That's where we are right now. Possible. As they move closer to the mine, Clark can get sick and pass out, or they can be run off by guards for Butch, or they can be caught because Clark will be weakened by the kryptonite. Nearby. in the mine. That could also work. So we're still playing around with that. I want to do one more issue, and then I'm gonna go do a late night workout. Yes, let's read one more issue, and then we shall close down for the night. Racing faster than a bullet, leaping over skyscrapers, lifting and rending huge weights, possessing an impenetrable skin, springing great distances. These are the assets of which Superman, championing the helpless and oppressed in his unceasing battle against evil and injustice. Come on, Sarge, let's have a good story. My edit'll be hopping mad. Your phone's ringing. Sorry, boys, no news today. Beyond a few drunks. What's that? Right over in your office. A squad and ambulance will be sent right over way. Let's have your address again. What is it, Sarge? Just a routine case. Guy commits suicide in a broker's office. Routine, eh? No man takes his life under a tremendous personal tragedies involved. I believe I'll look into this. Later at the office of Meek and Bronson Brokers. I've lost a huge sum investing. My partner here tried to stop the suicide but failed. That right, Bronson? Yes, very unfortunate, isn't it? It certainly is. So we got fucking this. Remember, this is the whole oil well, kryptonite, something. Kryptonite. There's a kryptonite mine underneath the San Monte apartments. The idea is that this kryptonite that fucking crashed from Earth, these meteors. He's clutching his shares of stock in the black gold oil well. Something underneath. Black gold oil well. So you've got murder as well as thievery on your hands. It's not our fault he killed himself. Get out of here. The fault for his death lies with you, and you know it. Let's move, bud. Why do you blame them for the suicide's death? Because they built him, myself, and 100 others out of our life savings by selling us worthless stock. That evening, in the privacy of his apartment, Clark Kent dons the Superman uniform, abandoning all trace of the meek reporter. It seems to me that Meek and Bronson could stand a little investigating. Later, a fantastic cloaked figure swoops down over the dark skies, alighting on the windowsill of an office building. After forcing the lock on the window, now if I can only locate what I want in the filing cases. Here it is, a duplicate of the names of those who purchased the black gold oil stock. Next day, minus his glasses, Clark visits the first name on the list. My name is Homer Ramsey. I'm interested in purchasing your black gold oil stock. Come in, by all means. Come right in. First, I must warn you that my stock appears to be utterly worthless. Nevertheless, for reasons of my own, I wish to purchase it. Well, it's your funeral. How much do you offer? I'll buy you 50 shares for $5,000. $5,000? Why, I actually made a profit. Done. Here's my check. Clark visits another prospect. You don't know how happy this makes me, and I thought I'd lost every cent. The happiness is mutual. 6 hours later, well, I purchased them all, but I cleaned out my savings. If things don't work out as I've planned, I'll be the one to suffer. That evening, Superman races towards a distant oil town at a speed that would outdistance the fastest Streamline Limited. How's about a job here at the Black Gold? And if an experienced man you want, the description fits me. You want a job here? Ho, that's rich. May I ask what's so funny about me asking for a job? Listen, pal, there ain't been no work done on this well for months. How come there's no oil? Isn't there any oil out there? Maybe there is and maybe there isn't. Who knows? But the promoters have found stocks selling so profitable they haven't even bothered to really go after the oil. That night as the watchman goes his rounds, sorry I have to do this. Now to get to work. With no difficulty at all, Superman lifts ponderous drilling shafts and adjusts them into place. Here's hoping all this work won't be for nothing. At Superman's touch, the drilling commences. What scheme has the Man of Steel in mind? Will it work? Nothing's happened yet, but I suppose it'll take time. 2 hours later, I've pierced hundreds of yards deep. Maybe it's hopeless. Hour upon hour passes. Dawn begins to streak the sky. I hate to admit it, but it looks like I'm licked. Well, it was worth trying. Abruptly, within a terrific roar, there came a thunderous explosion. Up shoots a geyser of black, gushing liquid oil. That's all I need to do for the present. Now hurry back to town. Dawn, drawn by the great gusher, workmen hasten forward. Put it under control. Quick, Captain, we're losing a fortune every minute. Free to watchman. Long distance operator, get me Meek and Bronson in Cleveland. What's that? Say that again? Bronson, we're rich, we're rich. The well came in 1,000 barrels a day. Holy mackerel, and we thought it was a dud. We're rich, we can retire. Well, what about the suckers who bought the stock? We gotta go buy them out before they find out about the strike. You see, we realized that losing your money was entirely our fault, so we're generously offered to purchase the stock back. At a much cheaper price, of course, than you paid for it. That's mighty fine of you, but I've already sold my stock to Homer Ramsey. Here's his card. After they visited all the former stockholders, they all sold out to the mysterious fellow named Ramsey. What do we do now? Call on Ramsey. Clark Kent, in his disguise of Homer Ramsey, has visitors in a newly rented office. Sorry, gentlemen, but I don't care to sell. That's final. But you can't refuse. You'll lose your last cent. Why you ever bought the stock in the first place is a mystery. Come, Meek. It's clear we can't do business with him. We've got to get that stock. But what can we do when he absolutely refuses to sell? Whether it weighs and weighs. You mean Louis the Rat and Nate the Snake? No. I thought you promised we never use them again. We have no alternative. We've got to get that stock, and the only way to do so is to use a little more violent persuasion. The two scoundrels' limousine parks before the entrance of the Ramshackle Hotel. The evil brokers enter. The Ramshackle. The Ramshackle Hotel. It's kind of a cute name. The Ramshackle Hotel. Some underground tunnel will have kryptonite. Perhaps even a lantern ring. The tunnel runs all the way to San Monte Apartments, where the San Monte slums, where Clark lives. The connection to his neighbor, Frankie, and the kid gangs. We go very Escobar, Pablo Escobar. You know, kids who kill. Or try. The silver or the bullets. The silver or the lead. I'm going to stop here, so we'll put it into action 12. Continue on. Alright, let's finish this issue. Oh yeah, Louis the Rat and Nate the Snake. Let's get those in there. Louis the Rat, Nate the Snake. Besides the mine, besides the kryptonite mine, other shit. We need more. But we get the mine. It's not a bad idea. Because that could lead them getting caught. You have Lois and Clark, literally Clark chasing after Lois into the mine. As they get closer to the mine, Clark can get weak because he's getting closer to the fucking kryptonite that's down there. He starts to pass out and get sick. They get attacked. So when they wake up, they're in the trunk of a fucking car. And since they're getting away from it now, Clark can fucking like wake up, get his strength back, and fucking and get out of it. They could fucking take the car and throw it into the fucking ocean, and throw it into the water. I like that. Like now we're getting somewhere. All right. See how we work here? Lois continues down the secret tunnel. Clark in pursuit tells Jimmy to get the cops. As Clark continues after her, he will get close to what he doesn't realize is pieces or fragments of kryptonite. They will literally see a possible kid escaping, or perhaps some form of slave labor commencing. Clark will grow weak from being exposed to kryptonite. And he and Lois will be jumped from behind by Butch's thugs. They will wake up in the trunk of a car being run off a bridge into the water, the river, where Clark will have to wake up, save Lois. Or perhaps Lois saves Clark, because he's still fucked up from the kryptonite. Or Lois is unconscious and Clark saves her and gets her to safety and tells her the cops saved them. When it's all said and done, Clark and Lois will separate. Clark will go after the gangsters on his own. Clark needs to find out what the hell is in that mine. What the hell is in that mine that knocked him for a loop? That can lead us to him having to leave go back to his farm for a little bit. Unless he doesn't, we don't use, no, he's got to go to the farm. It's a movie. We're not doing a fucking show now. Okay. The cops saved them. So kind of like we're going with that. They get taken out. They come up on the mine. A mine underneath the roadhouse. Blakelytown, the old coal mine. Now we're connecting this whole story. Clark, of course, there's some kryptonite exposure in the area. He gets weak. Maybe you have a kid. Oh, I fucking like that. Okay. Okay. Maybe we have a kid trying to escape with a piece of kryptonite. It could be Frankie. I like that. In the aftermath of the whole sunken car debacle, Clark is heading back to his place. He can spot the kid and recognize him, but is still bewildered by his sickness, since he has never felt sick from and never been exposed. Never been exposed to kryptonite. Boom. In his frustration and anger, he once again hears a guy about to abuse his wife and decides, fuck this, and wall smashes him. Or sees it again and still does nothing because he is still weak. But eventually will fuck the guy up. Either now or later scene. Either way, we gotta have him here. He's got to make a fucking plan for his next move. He just got fucking sick for the first time, exposed to kryptonite. They were almost fucking killed, and again, he's sitting down to write. No, because I like this. No, fuck that later scene shit. He fucks the guy up. No, he fucks the guy up. He smashes the guy, and in his anger, or even though he saves the girl, she is scared of his ferocity, and in his anger, he needs to get the fuck out of there. He leaps out the window. It starts gliding along the city. I like that. He's kind of cutting loose like Spider-Man. Not flying yet. But leaping over buildings. Doing some cool amateur Year 1 Superman soon acrobatics. Till he's far enough away at his parents' old farm outside of town, outside of Metropolis. And then we can have our flashback scene. We can go from here to flashback. And again, we don't have to, but this is how we're just playing around with the layout. Playing around with the layout. But I kind of like the idea of, like I said, we're moving this story. I don't like to waste time. I'm not Robert fucking Kirkman. We write a story, stream of consciousness, keep cool shit coming down. We lay it out. I want to lay out the whole fucking 120 pages and then write the dialogue. Two scoundrels limousine parks before the entrance of the ramshackle hotel. The evil brokers enter. Superman had followed in pursuit, now atop a nearby building. Wonder what the next move is. 3 knocks, a pause, then 2 more knocks. I had hoped we'd never hear that signal again. Who's that? Just 2 of our clients. Well, well, ain't seen you birds around for a long time. Save the greetings, we got a job for you. Our rates haven't risen 5 engine smackers per since we last saw you. We've been getting a high-class trade. Here are $250 in advance. The rest of the money will be given you after Homer Ramsey passes away. We'll do so, expert. We'll do so. We'll do so, expert a job? What the fuck does that even mean? We'll do so, expert a job. You'll be proud of us. Incidentally, what do you got against the guy? That's entirely my affair. Here's his card. When next I see you, I want the news that Homer Ramsey is dead. Superman's X-ray eyesight and super acute hearing permit him to see and hear all that is occurring in the shabby room. It's time those murdering rats learned a lesson. When the brokers emerged from the hotel, good heavens, what is the meaning of this? I left the car for a few minutes to buy cigarettes, and when I returned, I found it like this. Later, Homer Ramsey has visitors. What can I do for you? Just march out here with the rest of us. And not one peep out of you. What are you going to do with me? Can't you guess? We're taking you for a ride. Spare me. Don't shoot. Oh, let him have it already. Sorry, pal. They shoot him. Now for the finishing shot. As Louis turns to go, the corpse's hand darts out, seizes his foot. What? Now it's my turn to play around. Later, Bronson's residence. Someone's at the door. Good grief. What's this? A note? Read compliments of Homer Ramsey. Oh, my head, where are we? You fools, what happened? We gave him everything we had, but he's still alive. He ain't human. Nonsense, it's just you're both a rotten marksman. Make something unexplainable has happened. I'll come right over and tell you all about it. I wonder if it's anything to do with that wild tale, but no, it's fantastic. There goes Bronson. Now for a heart-to-heart chat. I like the hat. Superman vaults from one curb into the taxi with one leap. What in tarnation? Where'd you come from? Never mind, I've decided to sell. I'll sell you back the stock in the Black Old Gold for exactly $1 million. $1 million, you mad? Well, you can take it or leave it. Later at Meek's home. I won't consider it. $1 million, he's insane, I tell you. Are you forgetting that we'll make several million on the deal? No, Meek, there's nothing we can do but take him up. Even if we got a hand over every goddamn cent in the world. You heard me, sir. I want you to sell all the holdings in FX in Bronson and Meek and have $1 million cash ready for us to pick up. Later at Homer Ramsey's office. You're a very fortunate young man. Here you are, $1 million. The stock is now all yours. Thought you were very clever, didn't you? Well, ha! What would you think if I were to tell you that we've come into the account... We've come in the... What? Jose. Thought you were very clever, didn't you? Well, ha! What would you think if I were to tell you that the well has come in and now is worth countless millions? Good Lord! Just think of it. We're worth millions. Why look so gloomy? You should be thrilled to your fingertips. I was just thinking of that million we just paid over. If there was only some way we could have kept it. That finishes Homer Ramsey. His work is done. Now it's time for Superman to step in. That evening, as Bronson is about to retire, this has been a most memorable day. A most profitable day indeed. What? Earthquake? Nope, just me. Who are you? Help! Help! Just someone who hates your guts through and through. But just the same, you're coming with me. Don't shriek so loud. You want the whole to wake up the whole town? Meek is rudely awakened from a pleasant slumber. What does this mean, Bronson? Who is this man and what are you doing here? Great, Superman just bucks them both. I didn't know! Get up, or I have to haul you out of bed. Ah, dry up. Don't jump, we'll be crushed, I'll die. As Superman races towards the distant oil town at top speed. It's cold up here, I'm freezing. Sorry not to have supplied you with an electric blanket. Let us go, you demon. What have you ever done to you? Where are you taking us? Here we are at last. The Black Gold oil well. Why have you brought us here? Wait and see. You're wrecking our well? He's demolishing our well on his property. Don't stand there like a statue. Do something. What can I do against him? The derrick's mechanism is smashed. The precious oil spurts high in lavish waste. This has got to be a thorough job. Before Superman's mighty strength, the great derrick crashes to the ground, hopelessly smashed. As the workers charge him, Superman ignites a torch. Get him! Back, back! Back for your lives! Run if you don't want to be burned to a crisp! As Superman tosses his flaming torch into the well, it flares up into a terrific conflagration. There goes our dreams of wealth wiped out! Look, here he comes again! Why did you do this to us? Why? I'll get to you in a second. It's just what you deserved. I'll advise you to quit selling your stock or I'll pay you another visit. From now on, stick to selling shoelaces. Back towards the city races Superman, springing through the air of delighted acrobatic whirls that would have turned a stunt flyer pale. Their faces. It was worth it just to see the expression on those scoundrels' faces when they saw their crooked schemes go up in smoke. Editorial office of the Daily Star. Strange that those crooks Bronson and Meek got their just desserts. Looks as though Superman had a hand in it. Doesn't it, though? More startling adventures of Superman, Man of Steel, Action Comics. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back next time, we'll start at Action Comics number 12. Now, again, from where we leave off here, we've gone to a mine. We've uncovered the mine. We see the bunch of slave labor digging up some kryptonite because it's dangerous. They got kids down there because there's got to be a reason they're only using kids. We got to figure it out. Why kids? Maybe kids can only get their little hands in there or something, or there's little fucking crevices, or it's too fucking dangerous. Child labor. Something in that mine. They got a mine. They're mining kryptonite. Again, It could be where we go. That's where I like it right now. And as again, we're moving the story along. So the idea is that Superman is Clark is down there. He's chasing Lois. She's going into the mine. They get caught by a couple of thugs. They get the shit kicked out of them because remember, Clark is weak because he's walked into a kryptonite mine. They wake up in the back of a truck, back of one of those fucking old school Tommy gun cars, whatever. The car is run into the river, underwater. They're left for dead. Of course, Clark will wake up. He'll get Lois to safety. And then the idea is that we got to get from there, Clark getting Lois to safety, and then going back to his place, being angry and frustrated that he got sick, beating up the fucking wife beater, scaring the shit out of that chick. Now remember, he just got his ass kicked, he got sick, and then he scared a chick. So he's feeling like a failure. So I like that. He's going to go from there, because he feels like a fucking failure, scaring the shit out of the chick after he beats up her husband. The husband's about to beat her, but he beats up the husband instead. She gets fucking scared. So he jumps the fuck out of there. And that's when he's going to start leaping over the fucking city. And he's going to get up to the old farm. So we're going to use our flashback scene here. And that's where we'll be next time. So let's just line it up for next time. That'll get us to 15 pages in. So we had Lombard, right? Profile shot. Pretty impressed with him. Bump into Lois. Smallville's the fortress, but what do we have here? We see him. Okay, good. Lombard, recognizing him. The Cordell. Holy shit. I remember you. Cordell University versus Dale. Cordell U versus Dale, man. Man, I lost a shitload of money on you. Boom. I like that. Well, I like it a lot. I don't like when our shit is right there, though. Okay. All right, so we get to do our flashback scene now. Again, these are our possible layouts, our blueprint, if you will. And then once the whole thing is laid out, so we'll be up to 15 next time, and we'll get to our flashback scenes. All right, I'm excited. We're doing good. Up to 15 pages now. So if we're doing our... What is he writing to me? This is Mr. Kane's. Just maybe he had some tears from her eyes. All right, kid. All right. Everybody's doing their assignments. All my artists are working. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. 120. Yep. At 15 pages, that puts us an eighth of the way done with our 120-page movie script. So you see, as we flow along, 4 classes into it, we're already an eighth of the way done. Well, an eighth of the way done with the layout. Remember, there's still dialogue. Dialogue is hard, but it's also fun because you get to walk around your apartment and talk to yourself and talk to your dog. Until then, we're 15 pages in to our layout. Eighth of the way done with our movie. I hope you had some fun with Mr. Kane's writing, Professor Kane's writing class. And I will see you either later tonight after I've had my sugar and a snack after my workout and some smoky smoke. And until then, peace, love, war, and all that other crazy shit in between. Let's close out Metropolis for now. Did it save? Please save, right? You saved, right? Because I forgot. I don't know if I have autosave on this new computer. So let's make sure. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Please. Please save, right? Right. 15, thank God. Okay, we go from here. So now we know when we get back to 15, we're going to do our little flashback from there. Again, Clark is fucked up. He's gotten beaten up. He's almost got Lois killed. He's kind of feeling like a little bit of a fuck up. He's going to get the fuck away for a little spell, hit his parents' farm, and that is where we'll pick up next time because we have to get from the farm to our next transition. So we will plug our flashback into his next time. And we will go from there. We'll read some more issues. What happens in Action Comics number 12. So ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. K's writing class for the day. We will pick back up in our course material, if you will, Action Comics. When a car accident spikes, Superman takes on reckless drivers. All right, so we get some reckless drivers going on here. All right, people. Peace, love, war, all that other crazy shit in between. Let's see if we made 12.5 today. Did we make it yet? Did we make it yet? Did we make it? Still at 12.482, so just under 12.5. I need another 7,500. We'll make 20 grand this month. Peace, love, buy some books. Feel good in the neighborhood.